This is the WJTS News. In tonight's news, Indiana State Police have released the names of the victims in both the Crawford County shooting and the New Boston pedestrian accident. We have the latest on Attorney General Curtis Hill. Kurt Gugzel will be in with a look at sports. And on WJTS Inform, we discuss the Du Bois County 4-H Fair with Du Bois County 4-H Queen Melanie Roberts and Jennifer Monarch McGuire. All this to come on WJTS News. Good evening with news here on WJTS. I'm Jurnee Davis. Authorities have released the names of two men they say were involved in a shooting incident that took place Sunday afternoon in Crawford County that claimed the life of a Kentucky man. In an updated Facebook post by Sergeant Robbie Lambert of the Indiana State Police Jasper Post, says that 29-year-old Gregory Peels of Louisville was killed in the incident. Meanwhile, 26-year-old Ricky Phipps of Magnet also received a gunshot wound. The shooting took place around 2 p.m. at a home belonging to Terry Olives of English along the 25,000th block of Easy Street, which is south of Sulphur. State police have been making attempts to locate and notify any relatives, but so far, their attempts have been unsuccessful. They ask that anybody who may be acquainted with Peels to contact the Indiana State Police Jasper Post at 800-742-7475 to assist with notifications. Again, if you may be acquainted with Peels, please contact the Jasper Post at 800-742-7475. Police also say the investigation is still underway and that facts and circumstances in this incident will be reviewed by the Crawford County Prosecutor's Office to determine if criminal charges are applicable. State police have also released the names of two of the four people that were injured in a vehicle versus pedestrian accident a week ago. Hurt in the incident was 31-year-old Lisa George and 58-year-old Cheryl George, along with two juveniles whose names will not be released. Around 11 p.m. last Wednesday, July 4th, in New Boston, troopers with the Indiana State Police were called to the 11,000th block of North State Road 545 to the reported pedestrians who were hit while in the area for a 4th of July party. Authorities say two vehicles collided and the four pedestrians were struck by one of those vehicles. They say that the vehicle struck all four pedestrians and was a 2013 Buick crossover SUV driven by 28-year-old Patrick Taylor Gerber of Tell City. It was involved in a crash with a BMW passenger car driven by an unidentified 17-year-old juvenile from Owensboro. Troopers said at the time of the crash they were waiting for certified blood and urine analysis results testing for alcohol and/or drug use. Authorities say it is still under investigation and that findings of that investigation will be turned over to the Spencer County prosecutor, who will then determine if criminal charges are applicable. Two people were taken by helicopter to regional hospitals for treatment of their serious injuries, and the other two were transported by ambulance to local hospitals for treatment. A 2-block stretch of Main Street just north of the downtown square in Jasper switched from a one-way to a two-way this afternoon. Milling crews milled the 2-block section late last week and resurfaced the stretch over the last couple of days. That change was approved by the Jasper Common Council and the city's Board of Public Works and Safety during meetings earlier this year after drivers were frequently observed going the wrong way down the one-way stretch of road. Main Street from 7th to 9th Street is now a two-way street. A 3-way stop sign will be implemented at the intersection of 9th and Main Streets. Please use caution when driving in the area. The Indiana Secured School Safety Board recently approved more than $14 million in matching grants to enhance school security by allowing local school corporations to add resource officers, equipment, and conduct threat assessments. Area school boards receiving grants include the Lagodi Community School Corporation getting $35,000 and Shoals received $30,240. Bar Eve Community Schools pocketed $35,000. North Davis Community Schools got $25,000. Washington Catholic Elementary and Washington Catholic Middle and High School received $29,000 in grants, and Washington Community Schools got an even $50,000. In Greene County, the Bloomfield School District got $35,000, and Eastern Greene Schools got $22,200. Linton Stockton School Corporation got $37,000, and the Metropolitan School District of Shakamak received $15,000, and the White River Valley School District picked up a $35,000 grant. During the board meeting, applications were approved for 388 schools that qualified for the Secured School Safety Grant Program. Each school must produce a 50% match in order to qualify. Those funds included an additional $5 million approved by the Indiana General Assembly at the request of Governor Eric Holcomb. With the recent board approval, the Indiana Secured School Safety Grant Program has provided more than $53 million since 2014 to enhance safety and security in our schools. With only a few weeks remaining before those students head back to school, Governor Eric Holcomb recently provided parents, educators, and communities an update on Indiana's school safety efforts and announced a new program that will make handheld metal detectors available at no cost to schools that want them. As of now, the ISP and the Department of Administration, also known as IDOA, will coordinate the handheld metal detector program. This program will make one handheld metal detector available for every 250 students in a traditional public, charter, and accredited non-public school by request. Schools can submit their request at in.gov/IDOA. The Department of Administration will place first orders for those detectors on July 19th for delivery, scheduled for mid-August. Orders that are placed after that date will be fulfilled later in the fall. This program is just one of several actions the state has taken in the last year, building on the state's existing policies and practices to improve school safety. In June, the Indiana Department of Homeland Security received 390 applications from school corporations for school safety grants. Because of the additional $5 million allocated by the General Assembly during the legislative session, all schools that met grant requirements were approved and will be funded. Those funds, which equal more than $14 million total, will be put to use for school resource officers, safety equipment, and threat assessments. Indiana already has many school safety policies in place. However, by law, every Indiana school is required to have a school safety plan, and every school corporation must have a school safety specialist. Governor Holcomb convened a school safety task force in April to develop recommendations for action in advance of the 2019 legislative session. Those recommendations are due coming up in August. A special prosecutor will help Indiana's government watchdog investigate allegations that State Attorney General Curtis Hill drunkenly groped a lawmaker and 3 legislative staffers, and eventually determine if Hill faces criminal charges. Marion County Prosecutor Terry Curry filed a motion Tuesday seeking a special prosecutor, a request promptly approved by a county judge. That prosecutor has not yet been appointed. Curry said that he had to seek a special prosecutor because Hill's office currently represents Marion County, the home of Indianapolis, in 2 pending civil cases. He said that in light of that legal entanglement, it would be inappropriate for his office to handle any prosecution of Hill. Indiana's Inspector General Lori Torres said Friday that her office is investigating the claims that Hill, a Republican, drunkenly groped 4 women at an Indianapolis bar early March 15th. At a party that was celebrating the end of the legislative session. Torres said Republican and Democratic leaders asked her to launch an investigation, and she promised a full and fair review. Curry said he expected that a special prosecutor would be appointed within the next 30 days. That prosecutor will review Torres' eventual findings and determine whether Hill will face criminal charges. Republican Governor Eric Holcomb and State House GOP leaders last week called on Hill to resign. And dozens of protesters also rallied for his resignation Saturday outside of the State House. Republican U.S. Senate candidate Mike Braun on Tuesday also said that Hill should resign, calling the allegations troubling and serious. Democratic U.S. Senator Joe Donnelly, who urged Hill to resign last Thursday, is facing Braun in what is expected to be one of the nation's most competitive Senate races. Will Read and Sing for Food will hold its 139th Public Benefit Show at 7:30 Friday, July 20th at venue 1408 in Huntingburg. Proceeds for this event will go towards Kimball Electronics Gives, an employee giving circle that raises money for an endowment managed by the Du Bois County Community Foundation The awards financial grants to charities in the DuBois County and other areas where Kimball Electronics employees primarily reside. Will Read and Sing for Food is a unique live mix of live music and humor stories. The 90-minute July 20th show will include some of the Will Read and Sing for Food's core performers, including Debbie Sheeter, Kyle Leakin, Megan and Isaac Gatwood, and humor writers Trina Severson and Scott Salmon. Will Read and Sing for Food has raised more than $144,000 for some 40 charities, mostly located in DuBois County, since their formation in 2011. This year marks the group's final year of performances. There are only a few shows left before the group ends its 8-season run with a Christmas show at the Astor Theater for December 21st. Sponsors for show 139 include Jim and Pat Thine, Tim and Carla Moman, Pat and MJ Salmon, Joe and Libby Denman, in honor of the employees of the German American Insurance's Jasper offices, Bob and Julie Duchess, and Super Construction. Venue 1408 donated their performance room, and admission is $10. That is a donation per person, and the show will also include an optional cash bar. The DuBois County Solid Waste District will have a new location at the Farm Bureau building at the DuBois County 4-H Fair this year, and invites all residents to visit the booth as the district has several special giveaways planned for this year. The 2018 DuBois County 4-H Fair will be held July 16th through the 20th at the DuBois County Fairgrounds along Highway 162 near Brettsville. Monday evening is Little Free Book Night. Free used books for the whole family will be offered. The district returns Tuesday evening for Take Back the Tap Night. DuBois County residents will be offered a free U.S.-made dishwasher-safe reusable water bottle while supplies lasts. Wednesday evening, DuBois Countyans will see those mini recycling bins are back, and this year they will be red. One per DuBois County High School until they run out. All fairgoers are invited to stop by for stickers, tattoos, and recycled pens each evening, including Thursday and Friday. Questions such as how do I get rid of this and how can this be recycled are always welcome as well. Thursday evening, the district is recycling down on the farm while taking part in the Family Fun Night at the Clover Pavilion from 5 to 7 p.m. Stop by the booth located in the Farm Bureau building Monday, July 16th till Friday, July 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. to get your free stuff and get questions answered about recycling and proper waste disposal here in DuBois County. You can call the office at 812-482-7865. Go to www.duboiscountyrecycles.org or check out their Facebook page for additional information about how the district recycles. The Ferdinand Branch Library invites you to live music on the patio tomorrow, July 12th. The event will get underway starting at 6 p.m. and music will be performed by Mike Cummings, Evan Elrod, Wade Baker, and Danny Leagers. Ice cream cones will be served by Friends of the Library. Stay with us. We have your weather update. Kurt Guxell will be in with the latest in sports and Inform, all still to come on 18 WJTS.